Baba, Meher Baba. Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher 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 Baba.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. In this series of discourses, we are learning what Baba gave us, the treasure of knowledge. Every discourse focuses on one particular aspect and gives a thorough 360 analysis of that particular topic. That is why it is called discourse. So in today's discourse, we will be learning about what Baba said about selfishness. Baba said there is an equation between the desires and selfishness. A person having more desires is highly selfish. A person having less desires is less selfish. On the same lines, a person having no desires is completely selfless. So this behavior of selfishness, where we give importance to ourselves more and less to others, depends on our desires. Having a thorough understanding on the desires will help us to understand our own selfish nature, where we are we more, less, or zero. So in the beginning of this discourse, Baba gives analysis of the selfishness, what it is, how it comes into the picture. After that, Baba provides the solution for happiness as well. That's the essence of this discourse. So in the analysis, while Baba saying that this is equated to the number of desires that we have, Baba says the desire itself is born out of ignorance. The desire itself is born out of ignorance. We often refer to the word ignorance. Whenever we say ignorance, what is that ignorance that we are talking about? Anybody have any idea? Anybody want to pitch in? Baba said desires are due to ignorance. So what is ignorance?
Not having proper knowledge.
Not having proper knowledge.
Ignorance is something we are not full. Like in fact we are already full, everything is there, but something we want.
Very good. Very good. Not having proper knowledge is one answer. 80 marks. And he puts a different perspective for that one. Ignorance is assuming that we don't have something. In reality, we have everything. It's hard. It's a hard pill. It's a hard pill saying that we have everything, right? We always live in the delusion that we don't have that, we don't have this, I need to get that when I need to get this one, correct? That itself is an ignorance. Very good. So, ignorance is lack of knowledge, 80% marks, lack of knowledge about our own true nature. That is ignorance. Not lack of knowledge about something. Lack of knowledge about our own true nature is ignorance. That ignorance is feeding desires, and the desires are feeding the behavior of selfishness. That is the analytical presentation Baba puts in this discourse. A desire is a result of the mental impressions we have recorded on our mental body. We have taken an example of eating a mango. When we eat mango, we get impressed by that act of eating mango in number of ways. One is by its shape, whether it is big mango or small mango. If we are served with a big mango, we will be more satisfied, pleased, right? And the color of the mango, if it is thick green color, it is ripened but green color, we are not very much impressed. It is ripened but it is golden brown, then golden yellow, then we are more impressed. So the color, shape, taste, juice, size, brand, what kind of mango is that one brand? This many impressions are formed in the mental body. Good so far? So likewise, if one act of eating mango, around 7 to 10 impressions are formed in the mind, which we call Sanskaras in Sanskrit. So this is the job of the mental body. Mental body keeps on registering our human experience in the form of samskaras or in the form of mental impressions. That's what the job of the mental body. Mental body is not the brain. Brain is part of the physical body. Mental body is an invisible body. We cannot see the mental body, but it does these functions. For example, Pallavi, what did you eat for breakfast? Poha. Did you write it on a paper so that if anybody asks, we can read the paper and then say, oh yeah, poha. What did you eat for the breakfast? Wait a minute. Yeah, poha. Did you do that? No. But still, how you are able to answer that? You referred to the answer somewhere. You took more than a second to think and remember what exactly I ate for breakfast, right? That is today's breakfast. What if 3 days before? Now you tell me. 3 days before, what did you eat for breakfast? Now you are taking time, right? So you are referring somewhere. You did not write it in a notebook. You are referring somewhere. That's our mental body. You are referring to the mental body, checking it, and then bringing the answer, right? So that's what the mental body does. It registers not only eating mango, but our entire human experience from the morning till night, even during the sleep. If we are snoring, that is also recorded. Okay. And not only from birth till death, the entire human experience is registered in the form of mental impressions, what we often call as samskaras. So these samskaras, what is the role of these samskaras is, these 7 to 10 impressions formed at the time of eating mango will again promote us to re-experience the same thing. They generate an urge to re-experience the same thing, especially because it is good. If you eat a bitter gourd, that's a different matter. It will not promote to eat, but it will promote you not to eat. That is also a desire. Having a strong aversion is also desire, Baba said. So these mango samskaras promote us to eat another mango. If one mango is good, immediately we will ask for the another one. So this is the origin of desire. How a desire is produced means it's based on the samskaras. We are calling these as mental impressions, right? And these get formed only when we are thoroughly impressed by that experience. But if we do the same act without getting impressed, doing that act because we have to do it. Mango is a fruit. Consumption of fruits is good for health. I am eating mango because it's good for my health, not just to appreciate the taste of it. Taste may be good, that's a coincidence, that's all. Whether the taste is good or not, I am still going to eat it anyway. Suppose if the mango is not so tasty, is it harmful to the health? It's not, it is still helpful. It has iron in it, it has some flavonoids in it, it has a lot of nutrients that are helpful for our body. So, regardless of the taste, it is still helpful. So, it does not matter to me, I will eat it anyway, it is a fruit, that is it. So, that is eating the mango in a non-impressive way. If we do that, theoretically no impressions will be formed. If at all, few impressions will be formed and they will be very light. Light impressions hardly generate a desire. In order to generate a desire, it is not enough to have number of samskaras, but they also have to have a very strengthened potential in it. Then only they will generate a desire. We have so many weak desires. We desire for something, we do not really pursue that. We do not really pursue to do that. For example, I like going into the space and doing the spacewalk for a few minutes and then coming back. That is my desire, but it is very weak. Why is it weak? Because it is expensive. First of all, few years before that option was not there, right? Now it is available. In US, commercial space travel is there. Morning, eat breakfast, go into the space, spend a couple of hours, do the spacewalk. Not even spacewalk, within the spacecraft you can spend some time and then come back for lunch. Just only 2 crores, one visit. I do not have those 2 crores. So, that desire is weak. If somebody is going to give me a free ticket, this desire will become stronger, right. So, we also have weak desires and they do not get transformed into action. They just stay there. Sometimes they die out because we are not giving an opportunity for an action. Like my desire to go into the space, it is going to die out. I do not see any options, no free tickets, right. So, likewise weak desires are also there. So, these desires promote us to re-experience the same thing. That is how the desires are formed. Now, coming back to the essence of why we are talking about all these things. When we are desiring for these things, when we are desiring for the second mango, our understanding is we lack that amount of mango. That is why we are desiring for it. We are thinking that I do not have enough mango, so I need to get enough mango. Yes, I ate one mango, but I need some more, right. So, we are thinking that we do not have the mango. When we are desiring for jewelry, new clothes, new vehicles, new flats, all these things, we are thinking that we do not have this. That is our understanding. Baba says, you have everything. You might ask like, where is it? Show it to me. Come on, just don't give me the statements. Show it to me. Where is everything? Where is it? I only have limited money in my wallet, limited balance in my account, and you are talking about you have everything. So, where is this everything coming up? Let us take a look at. That is where this understanding of the spiritual composition comes into handy. So, we are composed of spiritual components such as soul plus mental body, which is invisible, subtle body, which is also invisible, and physical body that is visible, right. And we just talked about what mental body does, and I will give you a couple of lines for the subtle body also. Subtle body is nothing but our pranic energy. The energy we have is an invisible energy body, or called as subtle body, or called as pranic body, pranic energy. What does this subtle body does is, when these samskaras from the mental body generate a desire, for example, eating a second mango is the desire now. We ate one, we tried, it is good, we want to eat one more. That is the desire. That is produced by the mental body. Desire is produced by the mental body. Now, to eat the second mango, we have to do certain physical acts. of taking the second mango, washing it, cutting it, putting in the mouth, chewing it, squeezing the juice, spitting out the waste. So many series of acts we have to do with the physical body, right? To do these acts, we need energy. You give the same instructions to the wall and put the mango close to the wall and then say, you wash it, you cut it, you chew it, you squeeze it, you spit out the waste. You give these instructions to the wall, can it do it? It's because its energy is not under operation. It also has the subtle body, but it is not functioning. It's not matured yet. Whereas in humans, we have it readily available. So the mind calculates how much energy is required to do all these acts, and it gives instruction to what to do to the physical body and how much energy is required. An instruction is given from mental body to the subtle body. Then the subtle body releases that amount of energy dedicated for this act of eating second mango. Like how you go into bank, you have so much money in your account, but when you write the withdrawal, you write for only 1000 rupees, right? So for the immediate need, you need only 1000. You don't need all your savings. You keep the savings, but you just withdraw only 1000 rupees, take care of that one. Like that, for this eating second mango, mind will calculate, makes a calculation and then gives instruction to the subtle body. Subtle body will release that much energy. Using that energy, this body can do it. Sometimes we complain, oh, I'm tired, sorry, I can't come to the mall now. I did so many houseworks at home. I'm tired, you guys go and enjoy. That means we don't have enough energy to be dedicated to go to the window shopping in the mall. Right? So every act needs certain amount of energy. That energy supply is what subtle body does primarily, and it also takes care of all related to living acts such as heartbeat, breathing in, breathing out, digestion of the food, supplying the food to all the cells through the blood, burning the food, producing some more subtle body, and then collecting the trash from every cell in our body and depositing as a stool in the anal area, and doing the minor surgeries, something like, blade cut happens. You simply put a bandage around it and then within 2 or 3 days, done. It is healed. So that's why this pranic energy, this subtle body is also called as healing energy. It does the healings if it is a minor thing. If it is a major, of course, we need a surgeon. Now, I hope we have good understanding about what mental body does, what subtle body does. Physical body we know very well, right? It eats 3 times a day and all that, we know all of that. In addition to that, we have another component, spiritual component that we are made of is, any guess? I mentioned about soul, mental body, subtle body, physical body. Very good. Consciousness is another spiritual component. What is consciousness? Consciousness is our ability to identify who we are. If you ask a question, who am I? What is the answer coming up? The answer may be, I am a man, I am a woman, I am a teacher, I am an engineer, blah, blah, blah.
Atma.
About Atma. Consciousness speaks about Atma. If you ask who am I, the consciousness will look at the soul and then say, I am a man, I am a woman, I am a teacher, I am an engineer. That response is given by the consciousness. That ability to identify who we are is consciousness. Can I say, if somebody asks who are you, can I say I am a woman? My consciousness tells me that I am a man. Correct? My consciousness tells me that I am an engineer. So I won't say I am a teacher. So consciousness' main job is to tell who you are. That may be correct or not, that's a different matter. The answer may be correct or not, that's a different matter. But the job of consciousness is to tell you who you are. All right? Now I'll give you a few more examples to help you understand what consciousness is all about. When we are in deep sleep, this world technically does not exist for us. Deep sleep, not regular normal sleep. This world does not exist to us. Whatever is happening doesn't bother us. For example, before I woke up, our sister Narmada played some bhajan songs, looks like, and she was feeling guilty. She asked me, did I disturb you in the morning with all the songs I was playing in the kitchen around you? I said, no, I didn't even notice it. That means I had a deep sleep last night. So all the music that you all can hear, I could not hear sleeping very nearby in the next room. Correct? Nothing is recorded, no samskaras formed in the deep sleep. So deep sleep is a state where our consciousness is there but not functioning. It's not functioning. It has to function to receive these experiences. Point 1. Point 2. During the surgery, if it is a pencil cut, we don't need anesthesia. Just a band-aid will work, right? But if it is a major wound, then we have to go to a surgeon, and surgeon will clean the wound, and then he has to put some stitches. For that, he will give a local anesthesia. Full body anesthesia is there, local anesthesia is there. What is the job of anesthesia? The job of anesthesia is not to put us into sleep. The job of anesthesia is to put our consciousness to sleep. The injection is going into our consciousness through our physical body. Then that local area is unconscious now until the surgeon finishes the stitching. It has some duration. After that, again, this becomes active. If the doctor didn't finish the job, we will start feeling the pain immediately. So if the consciousness is not functioning, pain is not recorded. The doctor may be stitching you with needles multiple times, right? In and out, in and out, in and out. He is adding additional pain. Your original pain is not recorded. The doctor's needle pain is not recorded. Nothing is recorded because the consciousness is put to sleep. We are unconscious about what is happening. Does it mean that we don't have the consciousness? We do. We do have, but it's not functioning. When we are depleted with blood, doctor will look at the lower eye and then say, oh, it looks so pale, you don't have enough blood. And then he injects blood taken from another body to replenish the anemia, right? But when the consciousness is not there, is doctor injecting consciousness into us? No. Consciousness is already there. He is only making it temporarily not functional. And after a certain period of time, again it will start functioning automatically once the anesthesia power is gone. Correct? So that's another example. One more example is coma. Patient in coma, they are not aware of what we are talking about. You stand next to them and then talk anything, they don't understand. They cannot respond to those at least. We don't know whether they are hearing or not, but at least they cannot respond back. When people are in coma, surrounding people will be talking about jewelry, what to do with the jewelry, who should take, should it go to the son, should it go to the daughter, should it go to the elder daughter or younger daughter, how much is it, 50-50 or elder daughter should get more jewelry. All this talking happens. I am in coma. Probably I can hear, but I cannot respond. I can probably hear, but I cannot respond. That is the situation in coma. For a patient in coma, if a mosquito bites, no pain, right? So that is another example. If you are sitting like here on floor, for example, these guys are experts on sitting on the floor, but if we try that, within half an hour, numbness happens. Leg will numb. During the numbing, you pinch it, nothing happens. You pinch the other leg, it hurts. Correct? What is happening during the numbing? In that area, consciousness is put to sleep. Blood circulation is less, so consciousness doesn't function there. It needs sufficient blood flow. Right? That is another reason to say that consciousness is not working in that area. Does it mean that we lost the consciousness? No. Consciousness is there, it's not working temporarily. You just squeeze the muscle, make the blood flow a little bit more, within 1 or 2 minutes again it will start functioning. Correct? Now you have a good understanding about the consciousness. Are you good? Okay. My question is, we are assuming that Baba is in our presence with his physical body. That means we are traveling back into the time 1968. He dropped his physical body in 69. So we are with Baba in 1968. Now my question is, what is the difference between Baba and us in the spiritual composition that we just explained? The spiritual composition once again is soul plus mental body plus subtle body plus physical body plus consciousness. This is the spiritual composition, our composition. So what is the difference between his composition and our composition? That's my question. He has universal mind. Okay, one answer.
Infinite bliss, power and
Those are his feelings, those are his experiences. But what is the difference in the spiritual composition is my straight question.
soul who realized the God.
Uh-huh.
He's the first soul is realized the God, is avatar, but areas we are like in the like next subsequent.
That is true, but it is not the difference.
He's got universal body.
Yeah.
And he has experience of like each and every being of all beings.
Mm-hmm.
Is like
Okay.
If you see ocean and drop concept, right? They are
Correct, correct.
The ocean. That
He is ocean and we are a drop.
that he is aware of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, God is.
How do you connect that with the spiritual composition we are talking about?
He has the divine consciousness and human.
What is the difference between divine consciousness and human consciousness?
We are having sanskaras, he is not having sanskaras.
There you go. We got the answer from here. Give him a big round of applause. That's the answer. We have the mental body. Does Baba have mental body when he is having the physical body in 1968? No. He doesn't have the samskaras. He is completely free from the samskaras. Of course, he may have the yoga samskaras, but they are meant for avataric work. Not like our samskaras that we earned and then exhibiting, exercising and then earning some more exercise. Not like that. They are, executive samskaras, we can say. When somebody goes as a collector to visit a place or to do some kind of auditing, they go with some kind of executive powers. And those powers are only meant for that execution. Once they come back to their own office, they will have different powers, not the executive powers. Correct? Suppose the collector is going on vacation. They give the executive powers to the joint collector. Until the collector comes back, the joint collector will have the executive powers only for the duration. Likewise, yoga samskaras are executive powers or executive samskaras only for the rendering the avataric work. But he doesn't have the samskaras that like we have. So what is the spiritual composition of Baba then? Grass body, yes. In 1968, he had the grass body, yes. Subtle body, yes. He was walking, talking, eating, sleeping. All these things are taken by the subtle body. Sorry? Soul, yes. He has the soul. And he is the soul of souls. In Parvardigar prayer we read about, right? You're not only the soul, you are the soul of souls. Yes? What else? Consciousness, he has the consciousness. We also have the consciousness. So he has the physical body, we have physical body. He has soul, we have soul. He has subtle body, we have subtle body. We have mental body. That's the big difference. That's the big difference between God and the human being. We have the consciousness. Does he have the consciousness? We have 100% consciousness. Do you have 100% consciousness? In the spiritual composition, if you compare, everything is matching except the mental body. Everything is matching except the samskaras. That's the only thing we have extra than God. Should we be proud? We have something more than what God doesn't have. And these samskaras that we have are differentiating us from God. We are, in other words, God plus samskaras. We are not God. We are God plus samskaras. How we can identify ourselves as God? You got it. That's the message Baba is trying to give us. In order for us to realize that we are God, all we have to do is, we don't have to earn a physical body. We don't have to earn a consciousness. We already earned the consciousness from 0 to 100% throughout the evolution. That homework we have already done. We don't have to earn the subtle body. Everything is there. In fact, we have more. If you just remove that more, we realize ourselves as God. Aham Brahma Asmi. That experience we feel, that status is already there today for every human being. For every human being, the status of Godhood is already there. It's latent. Now it is masked with these samskaras. And what is the job of these samskaras? Not only producing the desires, they do a little bit more than that. Listen carefully. These samskaras are clouding the consciousness. I said the consciousness is responsible for telling who we are. Man or woman, engineer or teacher, this answer comes based on the consciousness. We have the same consciousness what God has, but our consciousness is clouded with these samskaras. Because of this clouding, yes, our consciousness is giving the answer of who we are, but the answer is wrong. It's a false answer. Instead of saying I am God, we are giving all kind of other answers. That is the problem. These samskaras are by clouding the consciousness, transforming the experience of infinity. We are infinity. That infinite status is already latent in us. But these samskaras are limiting that experience to just 60 kg or 70 kg flesh. In the absence of samskaras, we are everything. That's what when Baba said you have everything, that's what Baba meant. When you are everything, you have everything. In the true God state, you are in fact everything. But these samskaras are closing your vision, closing your feeling, and limiting it to only one human body. If somebody says, who are you? Ideally, we are supposed to say, I am God. I am in everybody. I am everything. So Maharisa is here in every audience. Rajesh is in everybody here. That's our true nature. But we don't experience that. This experience is clouded, masked by these samskaras. Which are responsible for producing the desires. Which are responsible for building this character of selfishness. Make sense? You see the connectivity? So the more selfish we are, the more away from our true nature. The more desires we have, the more selfish we are. And the more away from our own divinity. Divinity is already there. It's already there. It's latent inside. By hanging on to these desires, that I want this, that, we are limiting ourselves to these illusionary objects. The real object is inside us. The real object is infinite. Theoretically, hypothetically, for example, let us say we have removed all the samskaras for the time being, just for half an hour. All our samskaras, keep it aside. Then you feel that I am in everyone. I am everything. When I am everything, obviously I am the owner of everything. Is it not? I am not only in possession of everything, but I am everything. There is a vast difference. If it is a possession only, possession may go away after some time. But if you are everything, nobody can separate this everything from you. That's what Baba means when he said, you are everything. The more selfishness, more away from the divinity and more closer to the animality. More desires, more selfish, more animality. Less desires, less selfishness, more human. Even less selfishness, even more human. The perfect human is God. The perfect human is divinity.
You're talking about a spiritual composition of Baba.
Yes. Few minutes back, I asked the question, what is the spiritual composition difference between Baba and us, considering we are in 1968. Now my second question is, what is the difference in the spiritual composition between Baba and us today?
He is infinite consciousness.
Tell me in terms of spiritual composition.
He doesn't have anybody. He doesn't have body also. Last body,
Excellent. He doesn't have any bodies. He doesn't have, we have 3 bodies. He doesn't have any body today. So what is the spiritual composition of Baba? Excellent. Soul plus consciousness. That is our goal. That is our goal. What is the goal of your life?
become God conscious.
To become God consciousness. In order to become God conscious, you have to have Godhood plus consciousness. That's the goal of our life. What is the goal of a cat?
To chase rat.
Good joke. We need those good jokes now and then. So what is the spiritual goal of cat? Let me refine my question. Chasing rat is not the spiritual goal.
Our goal, same goal for cat.
Yeah. Yes, you are right. For everything in the universe, the ultimate goal is God plus consciousness, right? But for all animals and inanimate objects, their immediate goal is to become human being. Their immediate goal is to become human being. That's the immediate goal. Without achieving that goal, there is no way they can go to God plus consciousness state. A cat cannot become directly into God plus consciousness state. No. First it has to become human being. Everything in the universe, they have to traverse the evolution and then first become human being, because God realization happens only to human beings, nobody else. Unless God directly grants, that's a different matter. He can even make a stone into God by traversing 7 plus 7, 14 stages at a stretch. He can do that. That's an exceptional case. But in a normal case, there is no way other than human beings can get God realization.
Because
Only
100% consciousness.
there you go. Because anybody other than human beings have less than 100% consciousness. They are not ready. They are not ready for the Godhood. Godhood is only possible when your consciousness is built 100%. And that happens only before you become a human being. It happens in the last life of the animals. The last animal gains 100% consciousness and then drops that body and takes the first human life with full consciousness. That's the first goal for all of these. First, they have to work on their consciousness, make it 100% and become a human being. That's the immediate goal. Ultimate goal, you are right, God plus consciousness. Now, one more question. What is the composition of Paratpara Brahma?
He doesn't have consciousness. He has only soul. And then Nidra was
Yeah. Anybody want to try? What is the spiritual composition of Paratpara Brahma? Huh? Oversoul, you are naming it. What is the spiritual composition?
He is unconscious.
How do we describe the spiritual composition of Paratpara Brahma?
Soul plus consciousness into
99%. Soul plus consciousness not functioning. Consciousness was there in Paratpara Parabrahma Sthiti also, but it's not functioning. All we had to do is this entire journey of 14 stages, 7 stages of evolution and 7 stages of involution is all to make this consciousness that we already have, to make it functioning. That's all. That's the whole journey. Everything is latent in the soul, and it only got expressed in the later stage after the question came, who am I? It only got an expression through imagination. That's all. The entire universe was already there in the Godhood. So now that we know the spiritual composition, now that we know the role of the samskaras, now that we know the reasons, although being God, why we don't experience that Godhood, and now we have come to the conclusion that our immediate job as a human being is to focus on removing the samskaras. If we don't do, what will happen? If we don't do, these samskaras will keep on producing the desires, and the desires always look for temporary, illusionary objects. Desire seeks gratification or fulfillment through these 3 bodies that we have: physical body, subtle body and mental body. If we are eating an apple, which body primarily we are using? Primarily gross body. We are using the physical body or gross body in consuming an apple. Your grandpa is on the bed, deathbed, counting his days, countdown. And one day he called and he signed a paper saying that I am giving all my wealth to you, gave it to the grandson and gave the papers with a signature. Now the feeling of this kid has changed. Until then he was only thinking, I am a kid. You know, I am asking dad, he is not buying. I am asking iPod, he is not buying. I am asking Android, he is not buying. That is where. Now he has papers in his hand. What is the feeling he will have? Confidence, abundance, feeling of abundance. I have 100 acres of land in my hand now. Correct? Is the physical body involved in this feeling? It is the subtle body. It is the energy. Now he is energized to say, I have 100 acres of land in my hand. Now his energy is boosted. It is by the subtle body. Okay? Sometimes we are annoyed by the behavior of somebody, may it be a friend or a family member or a neighbor. and we wish that he is dead. I wish he is dead. We are terribly annoyed. Which body we are applying primarily? Mental body or subtle body?
Mental body.
We are wishing.
Yeah. Wishing happens where? Which body? Mental body. Wishing is desiring. Desires are produced in the mental body because it is a repository of the samskaras. Kada? So, if anybody is annoyed and wishing somebody dead, that's happening through the mental body primarily. Yes. The force of the wish is coming primarily from the mental body. So, like that, in fulfilling our desires, we employ these bodies at various levels. I gave one example for each body, primarily. We employ our three bodies in the gratification of our desires, primarily or not. But this pursuit of fulfillment of the desire will never lead to satisfaction. We tried one mango for the very first time. We liked it. It produced a desire. We ate the second one. Will it stop there? We ask for the third one only when parents prevent us. Hey, too many mangoes will put you into loose motions. If you want, you can eat tomorrow. Don't touch the third one. So we reserve our desire. We park our desire for tomorrow, but it is still there. So eating one mango is not giving full satisfaction. Eating two mangoes is also not giving full satisfaction. Even if we ate 100 mangoes, in our lifetime we must have eaten more than 100 mangoes, is it not? Still we are not satisfied. The moment we see mango, allurement is there, mouth watering is there. We still strive to get that satisfaction by trying yet one more mango. Is it not? So, Baba says this is the nature of the desire. The fulfillment of the desire, employing these bodies. The bodies itself are not permanent, for your information. The bodies itself are not permanent. Physical body is not permanent. Today, as of today, Baba doesn't have the physical body. And in our future, we will reach the same state and we will exist forever without any form or any body. We spend less time with the body. All this evolution, involution is a negligible amount of time compared to the time we spend without body in the Godhood forever. All right? So, these bodies, they themselves are not permanent, and these bodies are seeking some more bodies that are not permanent. Some more objects that are illusionary in nature, that are not permanent. How can you be satisfied? Satisfaction comes from permanency. Nobody will get ever satisfied with something that is temporary. You will get satisfied only when you have permanency. In this entire universe, only Godhood is permanent. Only Godhood is everlasting. Everything else lasts for only certain period of time. So this dissatisfaction produced by the fulfillment of the desires puts you into a vicious cycle of always trying to go back to those objects, hoping that at least this time we will have the satisfaction. Let me try yet one more mango, hopefully I will be satisfied. In this pursuit, in this vicious cycle, we are trapped in. We are living 84 lakhs of life cycles in this pursuit, in this vicious cycle, because of, there you go, Now you understand the seriousness of these desires. Make sense? Physical body is the seat of the lust. Subtle body is the seat of emotion. Mental body is the seat of anger. If we realize that we are in the vicious cycle of the pursuit of these desires, we at least understood the problem. How to get over with this problem? What is the solution? What is the road to happiness? We will cover it in the following session. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai.
Meher Baba.
Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba.
Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba.
Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba.
Meher Baba.